That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Alright guys, I want to remind everyone we are going to be live streaming tonight and tomorrow morning to answer all of your questions. I think usually we go at 9 p.m. on Saturday nights, but I think we may do it a little bit earlier tonight. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have your notifications on for our videos. We upload so many every single day that I promise you, YouTube is not going to give you that notification if it's on the personalized setting. You have to turn it on to the all setting. That's the way you get notified every single time we go live. And you know, if you join the live streams in the middle or at the very end, it's almost impossible for me to get to your question with how many people are in there. And if you join at the very, very beginning, if you get that notification, I go through and I ignore any donation questions that pop up for the first 10 minutes, and I answer as many of those general chat questions that I can. So if you get that notification, if you come in right away, your questions should be answered right away, and I really hope to see y'all there. Okay, so now let's get into it, and let's talk about every significant injury that I think we need to be discussing going into Week 13. And let's start it with the Minnesota Vikings, who have not only Alexander Mattison out this week, but also Irv Smith. So I know this is not going to be a major thing for most people here, as if you have Adam Thielen, if you have Justin Jefferson, if you have Dalvin Cook, they are all jamming into your starting lineup regardless. But I think based on this piece of news where they're missing both Irv and Alexander Mattison, we are going to be bumping up Dalvin Cook to our #1 running back spot this week. This is a little bit more relevant if you're playing DFS, just knowing that Dalvin Cook's going to have a workload that's pretty much unmatched by any other running back, and he has a fantastic matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here, Dalvin Cook is a running back that could easily come away with 3 touchdowns today. Like I said, in a regular fantasy football league, this piece of news is not going to affect you just because you're already playing Dalvin Cook regardless. But if you're firing up any DraftKings lineups or anything of such, you need to be raising Dalvin Cook up in your rankings slightly. Okay. So now our next piece of news, probably one of the more significant pieces of news, this is going to be Myles Gaskin is activated off the IR. And not only is Myles Gaskin activated off the IR, but both Salvon Ahmed and Matt Breida look like they're going to miss this game. Matt Breida got placed on the COVID list yesterday, and Salvon Ahmed is currently doubtful going into Sunday. So it looks like Myles Gaskin is going to be a 3-down running back there in Miami. The only other running back that is really a threat to take any touches away from him would be a Patrick Laird, who lost the fumble this past week, and we've never seen Patrick Laird throughout his entire NFL career be able to handle a significant amount of touches any given week. So here with Myles Gaskin, this is someone that if you have him in a great matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, you need to be playing him. He was top 5 in the NFL in receptions before he went down to injury, and we had seen Jordan Howard be a healthy scratch for this offense multiple weeks in a row, so Myles Gaskin could get that goal line usage. Now Jordan Howard's gone, Matt Breida is on the COVID list, Salvon Ahmed is going to be missing this game. Myles Gaskin looks like he's going to be a 3-down bell cow in a great matchup. Okay, so now let's go over and let's talk about some sad news. DeAndre Swift is looking like he is most likely going to miss yet another week. Something I did not expect at all. Really upset about it, but please guys, also do not overthink this. Do not play Adrian Peterson. Do not play Kerryon Johnson. This is a tough matchup against the Chicago Bears anyway. We're really the only running back on this team that I would have been intrigued in playing would have been in DeAndre Swift because of his usage in the receiving game. Okay, so now our next piece of news is Mark Ingram was activated off of the COVID list. So it looks like Mark Ingram should be good to go on Tuesday, something that we really did not have clarity on 24 hours ago. But now I think we have to be lowering J.K. Dobbins down our rankings just slightly, knowing that J.K. Dobbins is most likely still going to be the lead running back here. I do want to get him in our flex spot if it makes sense, but this game is going to be played on a Tuesday, and it's also extremely hard to project with accuracy what the touch distribution is going to be in this backfield between Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins. So I think maybe we have to lower our rankings significantly on Dobbins. Okay, so now our next piece of news is David Johnson is officially activated from the short-term IR. It looks like David Johnson should be good to go, and also CJ Prosise is going to be missing this week. So all those signs point to David Johnson may look like an intriguing play, but wait, this offense looks like, in my opinion, it is going to be significantly worse without Fuller. They're going to have a harder time moving the ball down the field and being efficient in doing so. Less red zone trips. And on top of that, we know that Duke Johnson is still going to have that role in this offense regardless. So David Johnson being activated, the only thing that's going to mean for me is I do not want to be playing Duke Johnson. I do not want to be playing David Johnson. Please avoid this situation entirely. The only Houston Texans players that I want in my starting lineup this week are going to be a Deshaun Watson and a Brandon Cooks. Kiki QT may be intriguing later on if we see how the targets break down for the Houston Texans in Week 13. But for now, I just want to avoid all these players. Okay, so now our next piece of news is it looks like Zach Ertz is going to be playing this week, but there are quotes coming out says that they want to be smart with Zach Ertz coming back from his ankle injury. They really don't want to rush him back. He looks like he is going to be on a snap count, so please do not get scared of Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert's still going to be a fantastic top 10 tight end, and do not start Zach Ertz. I'm fine if you want to pick up Zach Ertz, put him on your bench, but he's looked like he is complete dust. He looks like he is washed at this point in his NFL career. So even if he was fully healthy, I don't know if I would want to be playing him, and knowing that he's probably going to be on a snap count, I'm entirely avoiding. And now our next piece of news is it looks like Julio Jones is trending towards playing in Week 13, something that I did not expect, but he's coming out and saying that he's running routes and he's feeling good doing so, and to expect him to suit up against the New Orleans Saints, he's still listed as questionable, where this is not 100% good to go. So please monitor the situation. I think that if Julio Jones does play this week, we're going to be projecting him as a mid-wide receiver 2, knowing that there's a chance that he's utilized as a decoy in this offense. And on top of that, we know that with Julio Jones, he's going up against a very good New Orleans Saints defense. Okay, now our next piece of news is Kenny Golladay is officially out for the Detroit Lions. Now also, guys, please do not be overthinking this. Kenny Golladay is going to be a player that is seeing our starting lineup when he comes back for the Detroit Lions, but that does not mean we want to be playing Marvin Jones, who is now the wide receiver 1 for the Lions this week. This is a very tough matchup against the Chicago Bears. I'm really wanting to avoid everybody that we can. And also with Kenny G being out this game, I think that we actually bump up our projections a little bit on David Montgomery, knowing that it's more likely that David Montgomery sees positive game script where the Chicago Bears are leading and wanting to run the ball. Okay, now our next piece of news is it looks like Tua Tagovailoa is questionable for Sunday, where we're not going to have clarity on who is the starting quarterback there until Sunday morning. So please, that's something we're going to have to be monitoring. I will be a lot more excited about a wide receiver like Devontae Parker or a tight end like Mike Gesicki if we have Ryan Fitzpatrick in there. But really, I don't think the Miami Dolphins feel the need to rush Tua back in, knowing that they are heavy favorites over a very bad Cincinnati Bengals team. All right, so now our next piece of news is Clyde Edwards-Helaire did not practice on Friday due to an illness. There have been no reports that have came out on Saturday that I could find clarifying his status for that game on Sunday. But now I think if you were relying on Clyde Edwards-Helaire as your running back 2 in your lineup, please look elsewhere. If you can get a Devontae Booker, if you can get a Myles Gaskin, those plays are going to be significantly better, knowing that there's a good chance that Clyde Edwards-Helaire misses on Sunday. And on top of that, his game is not until later on Sunday, where if you wait just to see if you have him or not, it may be too late. Your other options maybe have gone that morning. So please, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, get him out. And now our next player, Jonnu Smith, officially ruled out for the Tennessee Titans. Now, I know this is not a big piece of news for anybody that does not own Jonnu Smith, but personally, I am going to be a lot more excited about Corey Davis now that Jonnu Smith has been ruled out. We saw without one of these 3 pieces, the other 2 in the passing offense actually end up getting more targets, performing better. So here, while I said Corey Davis was a wide receiver I wanted to avoid starting in Week 13, maybe I'm just going to have to backtrack on that, looking at Jonnu Smith losing some targets in this offense. Okay, so now our next piece of news is it looks like Daniel Jones is still doubtful going into the game on Sunday. I am pretty much guaranteeing that Daniel Jones is not going to suit up. Really did not practice at all this week. On top of that, we know that the New York Giants are so close to leading that division. So I think what they do is they just wait Daniel Jones for one more week. That way they know that he is good to go in weeks 14, 15, 16, and 17. And hopefully they can win the NFC East, which it's laughable talking about that right now, given their current record. And now our next piece of news is DJ Chark is fully good to go. DJ Chark is off of the injury report. Please plan on starting DJ Chark, a fantastic wide receiver that I have no hesitation on. And now our last piece of news is while Michael Thomas has been limited in practice all week, he is officially good to go. Really, no hesitation here on Michael Thomas as well. I am projecting Michael Thomas to be a top 6 wide receiver this week in a fantastic matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. He's been getting pretty much every single target from Taysom Hill since he's taken over at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. So please, if you have Michael Thomas, you better be playing him. All right. Now, thank you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really hope y'all got something from it. As always, if y'all did, go down there, drop that like, leave that comment, subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps us out. And I hope I'll see you on the live stream tonight or tomorrow morning.